Good morning. So, you say you want to dent the universe, make a lasting impact onto the next generations, do something significant, build an endurable legacy. Here is the problem: those that we deem as visionaries didn't start out with a grand vision at all. In fact, if they had, they likely would never have achieved their grand outcomes. You see, the grander your vision, the greater your ambition. The further out into the future you're projecting yourself, the more likely you are going to be wrong with that. The less likely you are to endure most every great visionary that you admire. They all started with small, insignificant. Even they did something unscalable, unimpressive. Even Bill Gates wrote a basic interpreter for a machine with a couple thousand users. Steve Jobs, with Woz, built homemade computers in their garage for a circle of their friends. Jeff Bezos started selling books online from his garage. Mark Zuckerberg set up a website for him and his douchey buddies to rate the girls hot or not on the Harvard campus. Coco Chanel opened up a small shop in Paris in 1910 to just sell hats. Phil Knight started selling Japanese running shoes from the trunk of his car. Reed Hastings started a mail order DVD rental service. Walt Disney began with a small animation studio that failed. Estee Lauder began selling skin creams that she made at home to local salons and hotels. I could go on and on and on with the list. None of these legendary entrepreneurs started with some grand vision. But what all these great visionaries did do is start. They started and they started small, super small, insignificant. Even they did something unscalable, unimpressive. Even they started where they were. They did all they could with what in front of them they had at that time. Even when it was small, insignificant, unscalable, and even unimpressive. I bring this to you today because I hear too many people complain or make the excuse of they don't have a big idea. They want to make a big impact. They want to be massively successful, but they are not visionary enough to know how to do that. So they think that there is something wrong with them. Maybe they are not gifted or anointed or capable. Maybe it's not for them. That is huge BS, I would say. That's not at all. All these visionaries did was start. They started small and then progressed forward, focusing only on the next step forward, and then the next, and then the next, growing better every single day. Then suddenly it seems they are being heralded as a visionary. Happens to be. That is how they did it. It's as simple as that. I promise. It is not easy, but simple, yes. So, yes, you can be a visionary. If you don't think you need to be a visionary or act like a visionary, as that will stunt you from doing what it takes to become one. Starting right now. So just start super small, insignificant. Even do something unscalable, unimpressive. Even do it with excellence, consistently and continually. And guess what? Your small, seemingly insignificant steps of progress will accumulate and, yeah, compound into massive results one day. So, no, you don't need a grand vision for the future to achieve something great. You only need to crush that next step in front of you right now, today. So crush it with excellence. Then look for the next step of progress. What next step of progress are you going to crush today or this week?